Well, hey guys, welcome to today's video. It is a rainy, dreary, wet day out here, and we've got a mess behind us. We've turned our plant hut into a workstation, and today we're doing some carpentry work, building some tables to display our annuals and whatever other plants that we want to put on. And we want to just kind of show you guys the process of how we're doing that, and just kind of show you the necessity of that we need to be doing this. So we've got our eyes on a lot of different plants this year that we didn't have last year, and we don't want to just sit them out here on the ground with everything else. So just kind of to improve and increase the visibility of everything that we're doing out here, we want to build some tables. So that's what we're working on today, and we want to show you exactly how we're doing it. But like with so many other things I do, I'm using quite a bit of scrap wood for this. So this is an old 4x4 post that I had, and in fact I have several of them, and I'm using these 4x4 posts, cut them at 24 inches for the legs for the table. So you know, you cut it at 2, 4, and 6 feet, cut them, and just like that you've got some easy, quick legs for a table. Now right here on the ground, these are 10-foot long pressure treated 2x4s, and these will be the length of the table. So coming across this way, we're going to make it 4 feet wide, so we need to cut our braces that will run this way. We need to cut those at 45 inches. 45 inches plus the width of the boards makes 48, which is 4 feet. So we're going to do 5 of those, one on each end, one in the center, and then one centered between each of those, so if that makes sense. But anyway, that's the next step here. We've got the legs cut. Now we'll cut these braces. All right, we put our braces this way that run this direction in, and now we're going to put these legs in, and these are just sitting here right now. But look guys, I'm just screwing these directly to the frame right up in this corner. I'm not going to put any bracing on them. You guys, I don't need to, you know, sit a horse on top of this or anything just for holding up some annual plants. They don't need that kind of bracing. So we're keeping this really simple. Not trying to build these to last forever or anything, but they're going to be plenty sufficient, I think. So we're going to do the next step, which would just be fastening these again directly into these corners on 4 corners. So pretty simple. All right, now we put the top on the table, and this is just like a bench top wire. There's a lot of different wires that you could use for this. I think there's one that's called like a hardware cloth. If you want to make it stronger, you can put additional supports in it. You could use heavier wire. Heck, you can build the thing out of pallets. There's a million ways that you could build a table. Just given what my needs are, the scrap that I have, the time that I have, it takes me about 30 to 45 minutes to build one of these. This is what I did. It's the way that I've chosen to do it, and it's going to suit us really well for what we need. So I'm not sure how many of these we're going to do, probably 6 or so, maybe 8. I'm not sure exactly, but really looking forward to having them. Let me show you what we're going to do with them. All All right, guys, so we've got 1, 2, 3 of these built so far. We've got some more lumber, so we're going to keep building them. But, you know, this is one of those things that, when we've said this a few times in the last couple of weeks or last couple of months, we said, I can't believe that we didn't know this or that we didn't have this last year. And some of these tables are one of those things. As we were just getting started out last year, I mean, we had not only no idea what we were doing, but we didn't know what we were going to need even, and just really a vague idea about some of the plants that we have. But this year we're going to have annuals, we're going to have lots of them, and we can use these tables for perennials or hanging baskets or anything else that we want to use them for. But it's going to go a long way towards making things look and display a whole lot better out here. And at least for us, we are really, really excited about getting this done. Now, one of the things that we were trying to figure out was exactly how much space are we going to gain by doing this, or for us, how many trays can we put up here? And these are just standard 10-20 trays, 20-10 trays, whichever way you want to say it. And this is just a standard size in the nursery industry. And this is exactly half the table right here. We've got 10 trays on this, so we'll easily be able to get 20 trays per table. And if you push them together, it might be 22 trays per table. So if we wind up building 6 of these, you know, we're going to have room for, you know, 120, 130 trays of annuals on our tables at a time, let alone other places that we might be able to put them. So, you know, just kind of looking at this, it's like, you know, it makes me start visualizing just, you know, all the colors of the coleus and the begonias and the lantanas and the marigolds and all the stuff that's going to be out here. And not only how pretty it's going to be, but how well we expect this stuff to sell this year. You know, we've laughed and talked about this last year, but, you know, last year when we started this nursery, it's embarrassing to say this now, but we didn't really even know what annuals were. You know, people would come up on our first days open and say, hey, do you guys have flowers? And we're like, yeah, that dianthus flowers and that salvia flowers and those hostas will flower. And that is not what people were talking about. And, you know, you only learn by doing. So, you know, you got to learn to, you know, be willing to swallow hard sometimes and just accept the fact that you don't know everything. In fact, sometimes you don't know anything, but you have to try it anyway, which is exactly what we're doing. So I feel like our eyes are so much more open this year, and that it is not just a disaster out here, like physically and mentally, but that we've got a much better idea of how to get this thing rolling here in just very few weeks. So this is going to be a big part of that. All right, so we're inching closer and closer to opening day every day, and I don't know what day it's going to be. It depends on the weather, but we're shooting for late March, April the 1st, something like that. So fingers crossed, all goes well. God is gracious. We're going to open then. So guys, love y'all. Thank y'all for watching today, and I'll see you on the next one.